Good morning, students. Today, moving ahead with class 11th economics, that is microeconomics, we are studying chapter 3rd, that is consumer equilibrium and utility analysis. And today, we'll read out part 4. Students, in prior parts, we have discussed various related concepts related to utility analysis. We have completed with the concept of utility analysis. In concern with, I explained you what is utility, what is marginal utility, what is total utility. We have discussed the graph, we have discussed the relationship between TU and MU, and accordingly we have discussed illustrations to draw the conclusions also, and I have explained you how to solve the sums. Moving ahead, in this part we'll take a very fresh, you can say, topic, that is consumers equilibrium. Now, students, what is consumer equilibrium? It refers to a point of maximum satisfaction when he is spending his given income across different goods. This is a definition of consumer equilibrium. Now I relate it in a layman terms. For example, when you move into the market, when you go to the market, you are a consumer, you are a purchaser of certain good. How do we purchase the things when we go to the market? We purchase the things accordingly the amount of money that we have in our pockets. Definitely we cannot purchase more than that. If I am having 10 rupees, I'll be spending my 10 rupees only. I cannot spend 11 rupees because I don't have. But I can get maximum satisfaction when, if I get 12 rupees thing at the 10 rupees point, 10 rupees worth. So, what we try to purchase it? And how do we get maximum satisfaction in terms of money? We have understood the marginal utility in terms of a commodity. We get to understand that as we consume the commodities, the marginal utility with every additional unit, it tends to decline. The satisfaction tends to decline. Here what we are going to study and what we are going to understand is satisfaction in relation to the money. What is the worth of the money satisfaction? I have 10 rupees and if I purchase a thing that is of 12 rupees and I can get it of 10, then I'll be very much satisfied. I'll have full satisfaction because of 12 rupees I got it of 10 rupees. That means 2 rupees surplus. I need not to spend more, but I got a satisfaction that a higher price thing I got at my pocket price. Or when we purchase the things and we get the utility best when our rupee worth is satisfied. If a price list is when we go to the market and when we purchase the things, we generally bargain it. We bargain till we find it, yes, the amount of money that we are going to spend on that commodity is worth spending it. We generally bargain it, we go to various shops, we see, yes, then we satisfy ourselves, yes, the point is that whatever we are spending is worth spending it. Why? Because that money has its utility. This is what consumer equilibrium, when money that you are spending on a certain commodity gets equal to the price of the commodity. The utility, the marginal utility of money, it becomes equal to the price of the commodity where you get maximum satisfaction of spending that penny. With this, we come to explanation of this consumer equilibrium's definition. Now you can relate it easily that it refers to a point of maximum satisfaction. When he means a consumer is spending his given income across different goods. Understood? That is why what we say, that we purchase only those things that whose worth we get it. Alright, we don't even just spend our money like that. Now, when we talk about consumers equilibrium, students, it is related in your syllabus with 2 points. 2 cases are there. First case is in one commodity case. When we purchase one commodity, how equilibrium is reached at that point. And after that we will study in 2 commodity case. Today we will study in one commodity case only. Now, what are the conditions that have to be followed? Purchase of a commodity, whatever things that we are purchasing, any of the commodities, say X, depends upon what? Certainly the price of the commodity, that is PX. We should know the price of the commodity in the market. Then marginal and total utility of the commodity, that with every addition of that commodity our utility will tend to decrease. So it is MUX. And marginal utility of money, what amount of money does it worth in terms of money, what utility it has in terms of money. It is termed as MUX in terms of money. In some of the books you will find it MUM also. So here we get first condition of in one commodity case, that is MUX in terms of money, in terms of worth of money, is equal to the price of money. Is equal to the price of money. Now we'll understand how it is being framed and how we come to the conclusion of the consumer equilibrium. Now, for example, let marginal utility of money equals to 4 utils. I have assumed that any of the commodity X I am taking whose marginal utility of money, we know that we measure the utility with utils. So I have supposed that marginal utility of money is 4 utils when he spends ₹1. Means 1 rupee equals to 4 utils. It simply says this: 1 rupee equals to 4 utils. Understood? In a simple language. So let marginal utility of money be 4 utils. When he spends ₹1, this says 1 rupee equals to 4 utils. Let X be the commodity. Let PX, price of the commodity, be ₹4 per unit. On a one unit consumption, the price of X commodity is 4. Now we look into this marginal utility schedule and how it works. See students, these are the units. These are the MUX, that is marginal utility of commodity X. On consumption of, this is the assumption I have made. Assumed schedule. At commodity X, 1 unit of commodity X is when consumed, MUX is 20 utils. Then on second commodity, when it is consumed 2 units, MUX is 13 utils. When 3 units, then it becomes 13. And you can see it is following the pattern that as more and more units we are consuming, MUX tends to decline. At a certain point it becomes 0 and then it becomes negative. Alright, so this is clear that this is marginal utility schedule. Now, another step what we have to do, we will calculate MUX and units in terms of money. We will calculate MUM, which says 4 utils equals to 1 rupee. I told you profile, 1 rupee equals to 4 utils or 4 utils equals to 1 rupee. Now, how to calculate MU in terms of money? So, first utils MUX 20 divided by 4, because we have to convert it now into rupees. We are converting the utils into rupees. So, what we get? 5 rupees. And consuming second unit, it was 13 MUX and it became 18 divided by 4, it is 4.5. Now another third, it is 16. 16 divided by 4 equals to 4. Then it is 10. 10 divided by 4 is 2.5. Then 0 divided by 4 is 0. And then minus 5 divided by 4 is minus 1.25. Why we are dividing it by 4? Because we have taken it as a standard form that 1 rupee stands for 4 utils. And we are calculating and converting this into rupees. Now it is what? 5 rupees, 4.5 rupees, 4 rupees, 2.5 rupees and so on. Understood? Now a question arises, how many units of X to derive consumer equilibrium? It is very important to understand this question and explanation, students. It says, after calculating rupees, utils to rupees, this says how many units of X will consumer purchase to be in the state of equilibrium. How much units a person would purchase? In a layman term, if I say you, how much things will you purchase if you have 10 rupees? You will purchase only the things till your 10 rupees will be consumed. As many as goods till 10 rupees is consumed. Or if you are consuming one unit, one commodity, then worth rupees 10. You will consume that commodity also where the price of that commodity is more, but you get it at the 10 rupees. Sometimes when at the time of sale, we generally get it. 700 rupees shirt, we get it of 500. We have 500 rupees, but we find it, wow, it is good. 200 rupees is worth, a surplus worth. So moving ahead with this concept, a question arises out of this marginal schedule utility. It says, how many units of X will consumer purchase to be in the state of equilibrium? Now understand this. First step, it question says, will he buy first unit of X? This is your first unit of X. And he has 5 rupees. 20 utils he is getting MUX. And what he pays? Yes, answer is yes. Because MUX is 20 utils. For the first one, MUX is 20 utils. That means the satisfaction derived from the first unit is 20 utils, which gave the satisfaction of 5 rupees. And what he pay is rupees 4 is less than what he gets worth rupees 5. So he has 4 rupees, but he gets the satisfaction of 5 rupees. He is getting 5 rupees thing in rupees 4. Why not he'll purchase it? He'll definitely purchase this. Moving ahead on to the second unit. It is 4.5. It is again more than 4. He is getting the worth. He is getting the satisfaction more than the amount of money he is having it. Definitely he'll purchase that. He'll go for it. If he get it at 0.4, at rupees 4, and he will continue doing it at point till he satisfies his condition that he has minimum what he has, his units are being consumed. That is, he'll continue, he will stop buying X only when MUX in terms of rupee equals to PX, the very first condition. And here it occurs when he buys 3 units. You can see that at point 3, when he has consumed 3 units, it is 4. And prior also, we have said that price is rupees 4 per unit. Understood? So, with this concept, we have framed this graph. At x-axis, consumption of the commodities are being taken, and at y-axis, marginal utility and the price of the commodity is taken. Px is a constant as it is rupees 4 per unit. So we have framed a straight line parallel to the x-axis showing that Px is constant. Mu is a declining, that is, you can see that Mu is this, it will decline, and if we make this is also declining. So So this is MUX in terms of money, 4.5 this much. So we have marked. At point 4 we have found out that at 3 units we have seen that there is a point of equilibrium. That at price 4, 3 units has been consumed and there is the point where PUX equals to MUX in terms of money. This is the point of equilibrium C. And above to it, whatever we are consuming and getting it at that minimum amount, that is 4 rupees, worth rupees 4 and satisfaction of much, then that is known as consumer surplus. In a simple language, if you have a minimum amount and when you get the satisfaction of the more amount, we can say that that particular difference is known as consumer surplus. Generally, sometimes it happens when during sale and all that, we get at higher price thing at the same amount that we are having it. So that difference is considered as your consumer surplus, where the points, here you can see the points above 4, that was a thing which was of 5 and I said rupees 5 we will purchase it, a consumer will purchase it because MUX is 20 utils worth rupees 5 and he had to pay rupees 4 only. So he will consume it. He will consume 4.5 because he had to give rupees 4 and he is getting the satisfaction worth rupees 4.5. He will definitely go it, but he will not purchase the thing of 2.5 where he goes the satisfaction lesser than what he is having. Why would a person purchase that when I am not able to justify the amount that I am spending? Sometimes we go to the market and purchase the things that are not worth to that price, so that are lesser worth it. So this is the concept of consumer equilibrium. I suppose you have understood. Please go through it thoroughly and tomorrow we'll move on with this concept only with further more extent. Till now, for today, thank you.